let's focus on the commodity trap. So commodity, right, refers to this idea that we wind up competing just on price because a client doesn't see necessarily any differentiation between what we do and what our competitors do. So it really comes down to value, and who decides the value? It's the client, right? Value is in the eye of the client. But you got to then think about it then from their perspective. What do clients value? What do our clients value? Do they value your consulting services, your capabilities, your solutions? Yes, but only insofar as those contribute to their results, right? And so the kinds of results that they're interested in are typically growth, productivity, and peace of mind. Growth, for, let's say you're working with a sales or marketing group or a department like that within a business, they are very interested in working with vendors who can help them grow the organization, right? Hope grow top line revenue and so forth. And so they're looking for growth strategies, and they want to work with vendors who know how to deliver those kind of results for them. On the other hand, you're working with other parts of an organization, the support staff like HR and IT and so forth. They're looking generally for productivity, for efficiency. They're trying to do more faster with less. And so they're under those kinds of pressures, and so they value vendors who are able to come in and provide solutions and services that help them drive productivity, right? And then there's peace of mind, which is probably the most important of the three, because you could imagine you're a client, you're a business leader, and you're trying to get stuff done, and you're trying to keep your job and show value and create value for the organization. You have your own battles to fight in that regard. And so you have one vendor who is very reliable, who is very trustworthy, who is always looking out for your interests, and you can trust that they're going to do a great job, and they're going to get whatever they say they're going to get done, they get it done, and they always deliver for you, and they do it the way you want, and so forth. And that gives you a lot of peace of mind, right? And then there's another vendor, and maybe they have more capabilities and more resources and more capacity and more sophistication, but they're not as reliable. You don't trust them as much. And so which one do you value more? And usually clients tend to value the vendors who they trust more versus ones who they trust less, right? Or ones who are unknown. And so peace of mind is a really critical value for clients. But all three of these are important. And so what does that mean for you? So in other words, to beat the commodity trap, you need to focus on your value proposition. And your value proposition is more than just your capabilities. It's your capabilities plus the results that you're able to deliver for your clients, plus the way in which you do that, the approach that you take that's unique to your organization. It's your special recipe. It's your secret sauce, right? This is how you do this, how you deliver the value for the clients, leveraging your capabilities. So let's look at an example. Let's say you build websites. Anybody can build websites. So what's unique about how you build websites? Well, maybe your value proposition is that you build websites that help clients grow revenue. Not all clients need revenue growth from their website, and not all websites are built to drive revenue. That's your focus, right? And so you zeroed in on that niche and said, that's what I want to focus on, to the exclusion of other needs, right? I'm going to focus on that. And that's great. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of website builders who might say the same thing, but what are you going to do differently? What's unique about your approach that's going to drive revenue for clients? And so maybe you have unique tools like a search, proprietary search engine optimization tools. That's a bit of a tongue twister, right? So maybe you have that going for you. Maybe you also have templates, proven templates that have been tested, A/B tested, where you compare one approach versus another and to see which one has the bigger impact. And you've done this sort of legwork, and you know now what templates will help you drive revenue. And then you've got a time-tested process that also has been proven to drive revenue, right? So now you've got tools, you've got templates, you've got process, and these are unique to your organization. And now you're able to leverage those to convey to clients that you offer something unique in the marketplace, right? And that's really critical. So it's this combination of capabilities, the results you deliver, and the way in which you deliver them. That's what really makes up your value proposition. And different organizations that will define it differently. And so, but at its core, that's really what a value proposition is. And if you begin to define this for your business, your consulting practice, and begin to build out the kinds of tools and processes and so forth that you need in order to refine your approach to be able to really deliver these results for clients, you'll find that you will increase your value. Right? And of course, this will translate into sales, marketing materials that you will create that will be built around your value proposition. Your pricing will be built around your value proposition. Your sales collateral will be built around it, but also all of your internal capabilities will be built around this, right? So you can see how a business that builds websites, if this is what they say is their value proposition, you can see how this then might affect how they operate internally, right? Where they emphasize, where they focus their time and energy. So where they invest and so forth. So this has a lot of ramifications for your business, how you define your value proposition. Also know that value proposition isn't something that needs to be just a one-time thing. You can have multiple value propositions, and you can have a single value proposition that is tailored, that is customized to different audience segments, right? So I do talent development, and I work with different industries like pharmaceutical, and healthcare, and brokerage, and insurance companies, and communications, and telecommunications companies, and IT companies. They each have different needs. And so I may have slightly different value propositions that emphasize different aspects of what I do, different results that I can deliver for them. And I have different types of audiences even within those organizations, different levels of leaders and so forth that I work with, different functional leaders that I work with. And an HR leader is going to have different priorities, different values than a sales leader. So I have to be prepared to tailor my value proposition to those different audiences. Of course, it's got to be accurate. Right? It has to actually reflect what the real value is that I deliver. But I build my whole practice around delivering value. And so if you don't take the time to articulate this for yourself, it's going to be very hard for you to actually deliver unique value to your clients. So this is how you fight the commodity trap. You build value, unique value that only you can build, and then you go out and you center everything about your business around that value that you deliver. And that's how you beat the commodity trap.